feel like Gabe Davis is one of those people who, you know, he's the captain this year, so everybody thought it was going to be a huge year, contract year, and everything else. But he's really been like a good number 3 receiver as opposed to a good number 2 receiver.
Yeah, I mean, for a guy like Gabe Davis to have the training camp that he had, first and foremost, and for him to be basically a ghost at times in this offense, I don't know. I'm not sure. You know, I don't think it's more or less Gabe's doing. I look at how he's being used in the offense. Again, it's the same as last year. Either he's pressing vertical or out or comeback. He's not doing anything over the middle, no shallow crosses, you know, things of that nature. They're getting freed up. You got him using him as a tight end to block defensive ends who's 20 to 30 pounds heavier than he is. So I just think that there's really been no creativity, you know, for Gabe Davis in this offense so far. I mean, you finally found some creativity with Dalton Kincaid for the first time this week. You figure you would be able to, you know, find a way to get Gabe Davis involved a little bit more, be a little bit more creative, open up the route tree a little bit more for him. It's not happening, but, you know, he's not the only one. You know, Khalil Shakur, he's getting some targets, but Deontay Hardy, he's not in the offense as much. You paying him, you know, 2 years, $10 million, so I'm not sure why he's not more installed in the offense. You know, why he's not out there with James Cook at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like with all that explosiveness and speed, you figure you would have those two on the field at the same time. Like you could fake a jet sweep and give it to James Cook going back the other way or run counter, you know. And then you could set up your QB run when you fake the jet, fake the counter, and like Josh just keeping on the QB trap or power. So I'm just saying, man, you know, gotta be more creative, especially in this NFL. It's a copycat league, and you know, it's no element of surprise with this Bills team. What you see, it's what you get, and you know that's all I have to say about that. But Justice, I need you to hold on because we got another clip on Josh. This is Josh talking about why he isn't running the football. Here's Josh.
Few weeks, really after week 2, I've been trying to find a zone where I get myself into throughout the game, try to stay as low as possible because I feel like I perform better that way. But you know, maybe I gotta be more upbeat and be a voice and be a little bit more loud and let my emotions show a little bit more. And you know, whether I do that Thursday or not, I guess will come with the execution of it because obviously everybody's having more fun when you're winning football games and performing well. So. That's first and foremost is, you know, we got to go out there and execute. And I think execution breeds energy.
Why did you set it low? Why did you set it as low as possible?
Yeah.
What was the philosophy or approach behind that?
I'm just trying to stay, you know, in this state called low positive where, you know, your energy's not super high and you're allowing your mind to think and be free and just you know, stay on top of everything because obviously as a quarterback there's a lot of things going through our mind. So if I can limit, you know, myself and my energy and my heart rate, I feel like I can maybe think a little bit more. But who knows? Maybe I need to think a little bit less and just play football. That's a very, very good point. You know, and every time we step on the field, we want to score. And maybe, you know, it comes down to me. Maybe I've been not enough of that, you know, on our team of saying like, hey, like we're going to get this done and this is how we're going to do it. Instead of, you know, let's play against the defense's strengths, but let's figure out what our strengths are and play to those and make the defense play to our strengths. So I don't know how that looks or what that looks like. You know, we're just trying to go out there and score as many points as we can on offense. That's our job. You know, and again, we've got an opportunity, but again, this defense that we're playing, they do a lot of different things. They got a couple really good pass rushers. They play the run very well. Their linebackers are very smart and savvy. They move around very well as well. So, you know, we're going to have our hands full.
And you mentioned the...
So there's Josh, you know, talking about the low positive. And you heard, you know, his explanation behind that. And you know what? I was sitting there the other day and I was thinking to myself, I was like, you know, he has to, like, how Do you have any idea what he goes through, like on each and every play, as far as what has to happen before he even snaps the ball? On top of the play call, maybe it might be a play call that he don't like, but it's a situation that the play caller has put him in. So he has to read all of that stuff. So you have to hurry up and get to the line of scrimmage and all that stuff. So because the clock is running, it's just so much goes into being a quarterback, especially in this level of the NFL. Especially when you a top target at quarterback. So, I get it. I understand he has to take his mind to another place. He can't be too hyper, because, then I guess bad things would occur if Josh is a little bit too hype and he's not thoroughly thinking as he should as a quarterback to, having the answers for whatever the defense is trying to throw at him, so I understand that, taking your mind to a place where you can stay calm, I guess, low positive. I don't know. You find me a little bit more tougher of an analogy. Yeah, a low positive. That don't sound like football. Just saying. I don't know. We still got a caller on, or he hung up on us?
No, I'm still here.
So what are your thoughts, Just, about Josh Allen having low positive energy, I guess?
I'm gonna be honest. I really don't like it. I don't like this mindset. I feel like being hyper, or that heart racing feeling you get, or whatever the case may be. I feel like that comes from a lack of certainty, or not maybe forgetting your rules and things like that, or maybe you don't necessarily have rules, which could be a problem in itself. Because when I look at the Rams, and I look at Stafford running McVay's play calls, or Purdy running Shanahan's play calls, or Tua running McDaniel's play call, and you know what I mean? Like, there's always an answer to whatever question the defense has for you, and so they are most of the time able to understand those predicaments and get the ball out. Looking at Dorsey's offense, I don't see that. I don't see them, having a game plan for a certain look that they have, or what to go to if the box is stacked, or if the box is light, or whatever the case may be. Just like knowing when to run certain things, and I feel like that comes from a lack of experience at the offensive coordinator position. You look at these other guys. These other guys have been in the league for how long? And they perfected this thing, and that's why they were able to get head coaching positions. And Dorsey kind of never really got to go through that process. And so I don't know. I think it's a very, very inexperienced offense, and it is starting to resemble the inexperience of the offensive coordinator to me.
Yeah. So you said before, it was lack of confidence or lack of.
I think being nervous, that nervous, is a lack of you're a lack of security. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know what to do sometimes. But you're in the moment, so you still have to go out there and do something. And I think that's where you get him just lobbing stuff up, for the 3 interceptions, whatever the case may be. I think that if you're in that McVay offense, or whatever the case may be, Puka Nacua is open all the time. And then if he's not open, Cooper Kupp is definitely open. So it's just like, how does this keep happening? Like, because Sean McVay has been in this game for a long time, and he perfected these playbooks and these play calls and how to set up a play call, or because he's seen a look from the defense, he knows that he can test that and he can, cheat this and do, you know what I mean? Like, the intricacies of the game. And I know that Dorsey, I'm sure that they have it. It just doesn't look as intricate as Sean McVay's is. It doesn't look like it's that in-depth as Sean McVay's or Shanahan's or McDaniel's is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't look as sharp because, due to the inexperience you just mentioned. So, again, it's the maturation process of the play caller that's affecting your quarterback, trying to evolve his game to, the promised land level, basically. So yeah, kind of makes sense there. I agree with you on that. So, Justin, stay on the line. We'll be right back. We have to pay a few bills very momentarily, but keep it light, keep it legendary. The phone lines is open. You can hit us up 716-837-1112. We'll be right back with more Bills Beat brought to you by Eyes Exclusive.
Live if you wanna live.
Yes, family, this is Ras Jomo. I'm inviting you to join us every Sunday for your few-hour holiday, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. We got the spiritual hour, the cultural conscious hour, African dance party, and yes, we make room.
As y'all see, I got my WUFO Expo shirt on.
7 to 10 p.m. Right
exclusive. Make sure you go cop that.
Halloween, October 31st at YMCA, 585 William Street. Buffalo Common Council President Darius Pridgeon will have his annual senior Halloween party. There will be first, second, and third prizes for the scariest costumes. Lunch will be served, so come and have a scary good time. RSVP at YMCA 716-845-5440. Sponsors are Centers Health, Catholic Health, Review Health, Anina's Health, WellCare Health, Venture4, Personal Care, Relay Transportation, Roswell Park Cancer Institution, and Chrisley Pain Agency. Hope to see you there.
Pro football player Travis Kelce is pressed for time during the football season, so he does two things at once. Whether it's grilling while mowing.
So we're going to talk about Josh Allen running.
Or
why he's not running.
Updated COVID-19 shot at the same visit as
that question got to ask my boy Alex Brasky.
You can be like Travis and
put the battery in his back.
This season's COVID-19
so
shot at the same visit as your flu shot, if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC.
Did an awesome job.
Learn more and schedule it back to
Yeah, make sure you go cop that, man. That's that new Expo shirt.
Get Macy's lowest prices of the season on
Saturday.
specials you need
Club Aqua.
Like 55 to 65% off dressy and everyday coats for him and for her. 30 to 60% off gasoline fine jewelry.
Great event.
In our diamond sale.
Everything starts at 11.
Off comfy sheets and bedding
the day party starts at 4 and ends at 9. Alright, so, come be educated about what's available to you out in the community, from all healthcare professionals,
it's time for the legendary WUFO Health
business professionals from all over.
And it's going down at the Aqua Lounge. 2192 Niagara Street, Buffalo, New York. Come on, Buffalo, you don't want to miss. This is all going down Saturday, October 28th. Special guests Jason Morales and Jeff Bradshaw. Be a part of the live radio show, Making Money panel discussion, Man Up program, Wealth Lifestyle, and the Hip Hop panel discussion, celebrating 50 years of hip hop outdoor jazz on the patio with hot toddies. 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. We're going to be outdoor hanging out from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's the concert. Jeff Bradshaw and Jason Morales, like I mentioned. And from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. it's the after party. Aqua Lounge, you don't want to miss this. And guess what, Buffalo? I will be in the city, and I'm bringing some friends with me. MOG the Mogul and Mr. Shine. It's the legendary WFO Health, Wealth, and Education Expo.
Brought to you by KeyBank, BNKG, New York State.
Shout out to my boy Ray James with his crazy stuff.
And Niagara Project CAI, the Buffalo Black Caucus. It's not just menthol.org and WWW Channel 7. First 50 people in the door will receive a free Expo 2023 t-shirt.
Welcome back, everybody, to Late Night Sports. Once again, I'm your host, Muki Hawkins, on the ones and twos. DJ Ross Mawada is in the building. All right, this sports show is being brought to you by Eyes Exclusive, located at 846 Main Street, your official Cartier retailer in Western New York. Go down there and, tell Dr. Bob I sent you. You know what I mean? He might look out. All right, he'll definitely look out. But if you just tuning in, we were talking about Josh Allen having low positive a low positive mindset. I guess that helps him balance out staying calm and, not, like Justice said, nervous or, having a lack of security, I guess. I don't know. I just don't like the body language of Josh, So to me, low positive ain't it, Josh. All right? You was a dog for a reason, and it wasn't because of being low positive. All right, you gotta find something else right there. But another thing, I guess, that is a low negative. Josh Allen running the football. All right. He hasn't been, Josh isn't Josh when he's not running the ball. And again, there's never been no design runs at all. It's to the point where Josh don't even consider running the football. It just doesn't. And that's where I feel that Josh isn't himself. And I'm not sure what it is and why he's playing that way. I don't know. I guess he's a better Josh Allen when they're running the ball. From this season, Josh Allen is Josh Allen when the Bills are having a point of emphasis on running the ball. When the Bills have some sort of game plan of committing to the run, this Bills team is basically unbeatable. But when they get in that shotgun, they're predictable. That's all I'm saying right there. That's just point blank, period. But again, we already touched on it. I'm not sure if Justice is still here with us, but we're going to talk about Josh Allen running the ball. My boy Alex Brasky, shout out to my boy AB with the fire question, on asking that. And then obviously that poured onto a whole onslaught by the rest of the Bills media to follow suit. So here's my boy AB asking Josh on why he's not running the ball more.
Are willing to do whatever it takes. Do you think that includes increasing your involvement in the running game and maybe getting out there and creating a rhythm that way?
Again, I don't think majoring in QB runs is something that is long-lasting or is viable every game, but I'm sure there's going to be opportunities where it's going to be called upon me, and on a short week, that's going to be tough. But moving forward, if that's what's asking me, I'm willing to do it.
And that's actually the perfect setup. When you do that, what does it do to defenses? When you're able to extend plays with your legs or just run for a play on your own, what does that do to the coverage that you get?
I mean, when you run the quarterback, you just pick up an extra blocker, whether it's pulling somebody out in an empty set or you have the running back as your lead blocker, you're reading a defensive end. It helps you get, more hats on the defensive side of the ball. So, it is – quarterback runs are hard to stop. But again, I don't think you should major in all those.
Josh Allen saying that you shouldn't be majoring in QB runs. Wow. It was all good just a week ago, Justice. All good just a week ago. What are your thoughts on Josh Allen, low positive remark on him running the football?
I do remember Josh saying that he kind of had to get hit in order to get right, like during the game and stuff. So I do think there is something to that. And, if he needs that, then, you know what I mean? Like, then he needs it, If that's the, on switch for what Josh Allen brings to the game, then I'm willing to risk that on switch, you know what I mean? But I'm not too concerned with, like, the design run plays. I don't need to see those. Maybe a read option here or there. But I really would like to see him scramble more. You know what I mean? Use his legs more, force the spy, force another defender to be taken away from the receivers or zone or whatever the case may be. Make them stay, make them stay consistent in, stay in their lanes so that, people aren't doing too much. But I would like to see him use his legs more in terms of being able to get people open and things like that, which he has been doing. He hasn't, completely got that part out of his game. But for me, I'm not one of the people that needs to see like a QB power. If it happens once, maximum twice a game, I wouldn't be the most, upset person in the world.
Right.
But they used to run it way too much. And so I started to hate that play a little bit. But, I wouldn't be opposed to seeing it here and there.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, Josh got to have some sort of runs. I mean, even if he just taking off and running to the sticks, to keep the drive alive. He hasn't been doing that as of late. So, I don't know. If he's out there, you got to run him. I mean, I know he's dealing with the sore shoulder and things of that nature, but, I mean, you got to run him. That's who he is. So you saying it's okay for the Bills to turn Josh into a pocket passer?
Pocket passer is strong. I wouldn't say, he doesn't need to be stoic in the pocket. He doesn't need to be like Kirk Cousins. But I would say more Patrick Mahomes, right? Because Patrick Mahomes doesn't necessarily look to scramble, but he will if necessary. He's really looking to get away from the pressure so that he can find somebody downfield. And I feel like Josh does a great job at that. I feel like he's probably better than he's up there with Patrick Mahomes. I won't say either or is better, but they're both neck and neck in terms of making plays on the run and creating extra time and whatnot. And Josh is the master of breaking sacks, breaking tackles out of sacks. So I would like to see him used that way, and kind of look for plays down the field or whatever the case may be. Scrambling if you absolutely need to, or if it's wide open or something. But I don't need to see the Lamar Jackson design run plays.
True indeed. I mean, that should be again to a minimum. If you was running at least 10, all right. Josh still need to be Josh. So I got these 3 for you, Josh. These are the only 3 that you get. That's that. Make the most out of them. We're gonna call them at the right opportunistic time. To make sure it's a big play, whether it's a score or whether it's moving the sticks. That's all we need your legs to do for us in this offense. We don't need you to run for 100 yards for us to have a solid run game. That's what we got Latavius Murray and James Cook and Damian Harris for. So you can't just completely take that away from Josh. That's who he is. And what are you doing to replace that production again? You know what I mean? So, low positive from Josh running. Kind of glad those questions was asked. But, we always have to ask his teammates and see, how they feel about the situation. So here's Stephon Diggs on, I guess, Josh Allen having that low positive demeanor. Here's Steph.
To the fun part, Josh was talking to us earlier about his energy mindset. He was saying he's been trying to do something called low positive, where he's a little more mellow, more kind of, he said, thinking less to just focus on what he needs. How have you seen that showing up for Josh? He said it's been a focus for him since week 2.
Yeah, I kind of touched on it a little bit after the Giants game. I'd rather him staying where he is, staying in that little area of execution and kind of not getting too high, getting too low. I'd rather him being locked in and playing at a high level than getting too high at one point and then being too low. So him avoiding riding a roller coaster is hard as a QB because there's so many ups and downs that happen throughout the game. But I appreciate his his onus on taking it upon himself to really take those steps forward.
There you go. Yeah, Stephon Diggs, you know what I mean? I'll say politically correct, but I guess he understands what the young man is going through. You know what I mean? So, you appreciate, I guess, maturity. Josh did say, I guess it comes with, maturity as well, and he is in his 7th season. So he understands, how important he is to this team. And, if, we need you to hone back so, you could be more, I guess, risk management, savvy. If you want to call that low positive, go right ahead. But, at low risk, I think the Bills are handcuffing Josh till at least, week 10. I firmly believe that because I don't understand how this offense just can't get in rhythm. And, they're playing this way. And, you know, that you can just see something different about him a little bit right now. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see the energy, the demeanor tomorrow versus Tampa, you know, and what Josh Allen are we going to see coming out of that tunnel? Are we going to see a hungry Josh Allen who had a chip on his shoulder because Baker Mayfield went 1 overall? Because he's playing that guy tomorrow night. All right, so I'm quite sure Baker Mayfield is going to come in here with a chip on his shoulder due to that fact. You know, maybe Josh Allen, he feels Josh Allen took his shine. You know what I mean? I was number 1 overall. I'm the top boy in this class. You know, that ain't the case right now. It's Lamar and it's Josh right now. So, yeah, you know, I don't have that mindset, you know, to think that Baker Mayfield will come in here having a chip on his shoulder. So, you know, I want to see the type of energy and the demeanor that this Bills team is going to come out in. If the Bills play like weeks 2, week 3, and week 4, I don't care who's not out there right now. The Bills have enough quality depth pieces. If they play that way, schematically wise, on offense and defense, they're going to be unbeatable. You know, yeah, does it suck losing Tre'Davious? Does it suck losing Matt Milano? Does it suck losing Daquan Jones? Of course it does. But with the same scheme of things, if Coach McDermott dials it up the same way, you know, hopefully we should keep them aggressive. Whatever it is, keep those guys aggressive till, you know, it sinks in. That's all I can say. Trade deadline is coming up. After this game, we definitely going to realize what we need and what we need to do as far as making this roster better for the second half of the season, if that's the case. DeAndre Hopkins is available out there. You know, what are your thoughts on Bills trying to make a late push for a player, and who would it be?
You know what? I'm not mad at the D-Hop. I feel like D-Hop would be cool. Although I don't really think that our offense is at a lack for talent. It's more so just that talent being utilized. I also would like to see Patrick Surtain. The second, that would be really, really cool. But I will say that everybody was getting on Stephon Diggs for being a diva and all this other crap and wanting the ball and wanting money and blah, blah, blah. Everybody put everything in the world on Stephon Diggs. When your team is struggling like it is right now, and everybody's morale is low, and you're trying to be low, positive, or whatever crap it is, Stephon Diggs is the guy you want in the locker room, because Stephon Diggs has endless confidence, and that is contagious. So for all the crap that he gets, I need to see equal as praise for him once his team turns it around and go back to championship caliber.
Right. No, you got to have that mentality. So it's going to be pretty interesting. I mean, Mike Evans coming to town, and, you know, he's going to probably get about 10 targets. You know, they like throw Mike Evans. You know, if they don't throw to Mike Evans, they don't have a chance on winning. So we're definitely going to get a good dose of Mike Evans. You know, the run game been kind of shabby, but it seemed like teams kind of break out of their funk once they play the Buffalo Bills. You know, at times, like, teams' confidence is off the roof, you know, when they playing these teams. Because, you know, I guess teams feel that they ain't got nothing to lose if they just go ahead and lay it out there on the line, you know, versus a team that nobody really had them winning, you know, until they actually win it. So, I don't know. We just have to see. We have to see what type of energy these guys come out with. So, hopefully they will install James Cook, you know, a little bit more in that offense. I did get the opportunity to speak with Coach McDermott about James Cook role. And here's what Coach had to say about that.
Coach, Muki HAWKINS, WUFO Sports 1080. How you doing?
All right, Muki, how are you?
I'm good, Coach. I'm good. I hope you know, short work week, so I can only imagine, you know what I mean, what the process is going on with you. But, Coach, in your first 3 wins, you ran the ball 73 times and just about over 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. So last 3, 45 yards in projection. In those 3 games that Josh, you know, those first 3 wins, Josh was rather efficient in those games. James Cook production, can you fairly assess his play, and does you feel that 13 carries a game is warranted for him?
Are you suggesting more or less? I'm not really sure where you're
more. Is James Cook a more of increased role for James Cook in this offense?
Right. I mean, yeah, James, I think, has done some really good things. He's a second-year player. We've got some youth going on out there. We've got quite a bit of youth on defense that we're developing and trying to develop and grow, and it's good to get those guys reps. And James on offense, another young player that has shown flashes of the standard that we talk about and playing winning football. More consistency for all of us, and James included in this, is important, right? So that we can play at that level, the standard that we have for ourselves, winning football on a more consistent basis. And, very impressed with some of the things he's done early on in his career to this point.
There you have it. There's Coach McDermott. So hopefully tomorrow night we can get a major dose of James Cook. Because when James Cook is cooking, this Buffalo Bills offense is the filet mignon. I guess that makes sense, right? So, Justice, any final thoughts before we close the show? He live out? Oh, yeah, he peaced out. So, with that being said, that concludes our show for today. See, I'm rocking my, legendary WUFO Health and Wealth Education Expo 2023 is going down this Saturday. All right, we're going to have everybody from healthcare professionals, business professionals. We're going to have Mimi's there. She's going to be giving massages and dry manicures, whatever the case may be. I don't know anything about that. I might have to just go ahead and get me a mani because, they're going to be on deck. So, come on out. There's going to be so many panel discussions on health and wealth. Dr. Bob from Eyes Exclusives is going to be down there. Make sure you come and say hi. And then we're going to turn this thing up a little bit with Jazz on the Patio with Hot Toddies, our fashion show. And we're closing it out with the big concert. My boy Ray Dan's going to be there giving you nothing but the real deal spiel along with DJ Ross Muada and, our DJ. So with that being said, on behalf of DJ Ross Muada and my guest, Justice, Muki Hawkins saying, hey, stay safe, choose love, not hate. Wash them damn hands, man. It's getting that season again.